Okay, welcome to the Hangout. This is Robert Bridge and Mutley in the background. We're going to be talking about the media and getting into the media from early doors, from probably as I go along with it as well. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find something to keep us busy. That's what we're trying to do. This is probably for people who maybe they've dabbled with social media, maybe you've studied some humanities, social sciences, and looked into current affairs. Maybe you have a website and you've just been creating content, doing videos here on YouTube, or just want to connect in different ways for various means of keeping yourself busy, entertainment, learning new skills of getting to the truth, objectively, learning all these new skills. So we'll be talking about the media and the options that you have available in order to feed your, as we know, as this digital chip body. So from your very own home, with the luxuries of Google Hangouts, which I might add is very, very easy to navigate around, and the picture quality seems reasonable enough. If you have a nice computer, if you have a microphone built in, these are all the things we're going to be talking about. So, and maybe some of the options that may need to be considered. You might have to go and purchase some things on eBay or Amazon. No, don't worry, I'm not going to send you any affiliate links or anything like that. Just here to hang out and put it out there, really. Just get this stuff going. A lot of people have been asking me on social media about getting involved and joining their conversation, want to introduce me to their audience, which is quite good. You know, I'm interested in meeting new people, and that is something that I would definitely recommend anybody who's looking for work. You're going to have to deal with people. So, and now you see my dog there. I'd much rather just hang out with the dog. But I do like people, and I do have some basic communication skills. So these are the things that you can incorporate into, you can offer to the media, you can offer to your services, the way that you deal with your life every day within that media as well. So, you know, great on the microsites, but occasionally logging into the Twitter and the Facebooks, doing all this stuff, is, whether you like it or not, a gateway profile into getting to run a job, or an entrance gateway into these things, because people are going to see you and they might like you. If they like you, then they'll want you on the team, because you can see that you can add some sort of value. So it's always back again to that communication skill. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. I've already mentioned that we're going to be talking about the devices that you might need. For example, perhaps if you're doing recordings with people and interviews, then you might need some sort of microphone. We can show you a couple of examples that I have, the options that I have, depending on the computer as well. So you might be, it's always good to be transparent about this stuff and reveal whether you're a Windows or a Macintosh, or maybe you're just doing it from your phone. God, if you've got all this stuff, if you can record this Hangout from your phone directly, then perhaps you could leave a reply below this video, because I'm going to upload it. This is going to be my first video uploaded directly from my Google Plus page, and that's something that I'm experimenting with now. So we're going to see how that works, because I'm sure you know about YouTube and you've already had your previous YouTube channel on things, but a lot of things have changed now on Google, from the pages to the places to the location of where you are. I'll try not to move around too much because I know how it pans out afterwards. So another thing as well is consistency. I'm going to try and talk about consistency. Consistency of the way you speak, consistency of the way your posture, your background, personal hygiene. All these different things are really going to have a big impact on the media that you're broadcasting. So we're going to talk about that. And it's great because whether you understand me or not, you probably understand me more than this fella here. So this is Motley. He's going to be, he's on watch, just watching what's going on. Where did I start? So we're talking about the media. We're talking about trying to get inside the media, get behind the scenes of the Iron Curtain of whatever it is, and start doing your thing. So where's the best place to start? The best place to start is looking not for it. You've got the traditional ways of doing it that you're going to be told to do, and you're going to be told to log into your portal, wherever it is, and then there's going to be that option. But it's very easy to take it to the next stage. You know, you want to go beyond that and just type in Google and have a look what's there. It's so underestimated. But you have to know what you're looking for, you know. So you look at what's your end goal? What is it you see yourself doing in a few years' time? Okay, that's good because that's going to keep you focused. And once you've got that, you latch onto that, you know, really kind of think about that and research that. Because you know, if you're qualified in some way and you have some educational skills of research, then use them, you know, use it to your benefit. You have to excuse me moving around as well. One thing that I would definitely recommend with any media outlet, especially video, is having a good posture. So if you've got something with a back, so you can sit back on it, you won't be moving around like me. So I guess maybe a lot of this video is about media and how not to do it. Now stop that, please. So where was I? Okay. I have a website and it's called robert-bridge.co.uk, and I want you to go there just to have a look because it's really just been stuck up really quickly, but it's got a lot of basic stuff there. And I will admit the design of it, I just decided rather than go through my own design myself by drawing it out in pencil and mapping it out, I went to YouTube and I googled it, and I've been making websites for years, but this time I went to YouTube and I found a video, put the length down there, a couple of hours, and I just went through it step by step, from the uploading to the hosting and all that stuff, and I did exactly what it said. And the results were slightly different to how it would normally be with WordPress. You know, the navigational thing was a lot more organized. The template was not something that I was looking for through the templates. I just went through what the guy said on the video for that particular type of website. And I think you'll agree it's okay. Now, there is I've cleverly linked to my style of design on a website. So I've got more than one website. What I'm saying is I've got 2 websites. And, you know, over the years I have kind of dabbled in SEO and stuff like that. But now I just know that I'm completely out of my league. So I try not to mention that stuff. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I have a website which is on the same domain, which is linking to the website. I would say that that is not something that I would advise to do unless you had a different host. You know, that's the advisable thing to do is have these hosting web portals of media. This is what the media companies are doing as well. You know, they don't just have the main website with the main video or the videos on the subdomain of the websites. They have a matrix of things. They have forums, they have chat rooms, And these are all ways which you can get closer to these companies as well. But obviously the first place that you're going to look on a media company website is what positions are available. And you're going to fill in that application, send it in. They will have that on the record then. So you're just getting the word out there. If anything, what this is going to do, even if it's just one person who's directly targeted to watch the particular video that you've made, then I would say that you're onto a winner. You know, what you're really trying to do though is you're making a CV. I'll be honest with you, there's no bones about it, you're just making a CV. So you might have to refine it. You can even go into your idiot, I was going to say idiot. You read my post about the idiot on Robert Bridge Moby on the blog page. So, but there's no idiots here. We know what we're talking about, so it's not like you're talking to somebody who's going to mess you about. I promise. Obviously, the proof is in the pudding, which is another post which I wrote about, very satirical. So take everything that I say with a pinch of salt, because like the media, and I think it's good as well, whether you're a writer or you're thinking about writing a play, or you want to know where these places are and you go out and find them, find out what the criteria is and then do it. So that's something that is likely going to happen and we'll likely mention in this Hangouts, because I've been on now for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. So it's keeping track of what's going on rather than waffling. And if you really want to break down the positions of your media, then you can't just rely on a video which is taking everything in. You want to start off doing audio, because the sound is very important. From the jingles we're going to add on at the beginning, which I won't do. This is no frills video. So if you're looking for tips for that stuff, then just go into YouTube, look for the groovy image posters. They're usually pink with bubbles kind of coming out, and do that. But what I was talking about there was I was talking about breaking the media down. So you start with the audio, the radio, and record your voice on something that you know relatively about. And here's the thing, go into your editor and actually listen to it. So what are you looking for when you're listening to your own audio? You're looking for dips in your voice, you're looking for stutters, you're looking for ers, arms, unnecessary, would I say verbs or vowels? Unnecessary verbs, you want to take them out. It's very easy to do if you're using Audacity, because it's the first thing that's there. You're already in that highlighting mode and you just highlight that bubble when it comes up on the wave, and above that is a cut. Very simple, so you cut it down, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you an idea of your speech pattern, because I can guarantee that your speech pattern is not great unless you're inept at this kind of stuff already. So it's a great tip for you there. And also as well, if you're not happy with the live video, I mean, I could be doing this now through a presentation. You can take that audio, transcribe it in some way, and make it into a PowerPoint, so it's just like words coming up. You're talking. Maybe there's a little box of you at the top there, just down here, doing all that stuff. So this is media, you know, it's not anything complicated, but I think there is a method that you can use in order to come across as slightly more employable, or just somebody that would be ideally around, you'd want around you. Okay, so maybe the 10-minute out to hour audio that you've recorded and hosted somewhere on a shoestring has to fit a few criteria. First of all, can you understand what I'm saying in the language that I'm saying it? If you want to broaden that out a bit, then if you're speaking to a particular, if you're in a country, if you're visiting in a country, then you want to record that language. You want to record it in that language. So if you're not so good at that language, then you might want to take the translated, you might want to take it in Google Translate if you're really trying to just get your foot in the door, and then take it to Vox or wherever it is and just upload the text and let somebody else read it for you, because perhaps your pronunciation is not yet good enough for the particular country that you're in, whatever. But like, just remember, the media is it wants you. And here's the thing, even when you do get in the door, you've got to come away from this thinking about money. You surround yourself with the right people in the right environment, then you're going to go places, you know, whether it's a year or 2 years hanging around. All you have to do is just get to the grind. Like all these sites say, it's like, I'm sorry, you go to journalism.com or somewhere like that, they're going to say to you, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to keep on eating baked beans. And any student who's studied for it long enough knows about what I mean about that, living on a shoestring. You see, you're used to living on a shoestring, so just continue it. It's not something to be, it's not something to worry about. It's better than sitting and watching the pillows kind of deteriorate. He's chewed me pillow, hasn't he? But I guess this is a Hangout, so if anybody's here on the Hangout, you can leave me some questions, and maybe perhaps I can answer those questions. I get the odd questions on the website, but very rarely, because, like I say, I've just totally neglected any SEO. Just haven't got really faith in it. So, what can you do what you can do now if you do want to do SEO is all the RSS automation. That's what I would say. Forget about all these plugins that can just post every day, because it's not going to be, you don't want the same thing posting every day unless you've got a large amount of various things. So you drill down and you'll go into that particular expertise that you're talking about and just talk about that, you know, and then at the end of the video cut it off and make another video on another very, very specific topic. So when here's the thing that I've learned about YouTube, there's so many people who've come to my videos, God knows from where, because of the text and the link baiting over the years that things are suggested to do, and people get there and they don't like it, so you're going to get a thumbs down, and you don't want a thumbs down, you really don't. Well, a thumbs down is better than no thumbs down, so it's like a negative comment is no more than a positive comment. It's all kind of making it fresh content. So, but I would definitely recommend being specific, because like already it's that culling period where they're cutting the cord on certain things, they're going through things to see, is it relevant, is it good to go, and if it is, then it's timeless. Like any media, think about some of the films that you like and just watch them again. Could be 10, 15 years ago. It's really gonna remind you of anything, that the media was nothing new. Now, although it's always changing, there's certain criteria that they have to fill, whether it's through the storytelling, through the narrative, the introduction, the pattern, a strategic order that you're going to take that has always been taken. That's what makes it timeless. So I hope you get what I'm saying here anyway, because it is just off the cuff. I mean, there's no script. I'm not looking at a storyboard here or reading from something like that. I'm not going through an editing, like I said, in Audacity, where we're going through the wave and then taking bits out, which are just pauses. It's not even the ums and ahs. Some of the pauses can be taken away. Background music can be added, introduction jingles can be added, and then always there's going to be some sort of image you want to take. So the image could be just as descriptive as the media video that you're trying to put out there. So at the end of this, even though I didn't rehearse this video when it came out, I can summarize it up into a number of text. I can take the fonts, I can take the colors, I can go to YouTube and look what's trending to get an idea of what's really attracting people to click it. I mean, it's disgusting, all this clickbaiting, but you know, it just works. So you can't argue with something that's currently working. If you want this video to get out there, you need a job, or you need to get a placement, or you want to be involved in some way, then why not try these things? If you want to get it out there really fast, though, is through RSS. So there are still old school RSS places you can go. So all you have to do, and you can go on Google and search it, is find out where your RSS feed is for your video. That's a good tip. And then you can just take that RSS and hammer it out there to places. Or you could even add it to an RSS of your selection and make your own selection. You might not like all the videos that you have on YouTube, but you don't want to change them or edit them in some way, you know. That's a big one. That was a big example of what I've learned through going through Audacity, is that I say a lot, and this is a mortal sin, but once you start seeing these things, then you will see other people make these mistakes as well on television, on radio, and it puts this kind of apple in your throat. No. When I say you know, you're going to find that happen over and over again, because I'm consciously aware of it through going through the recordings. You know, and you get to the third, the fourth you know. It's like, no, I don't know, and I don't want to know, and I'm off. I'm doing one. So go through the, please, if anything, when you're doing the media, whether it's just pasting a transcript in from your voice, from what you've wrote on your website about a particular story or trending topic, which you're not going to have these problems really. It's going to do all the grammar for you. But if you're listening to your own voice and how you talk, you're getting a better idea of yourself. And over time, with conversations with other people, you're going to dramatically improve the way that you do stuff, and you're going to be less dawdling about with them pauses, because you'll want to move on. So when you bring it all together in a string of it and actually hear it back, you're listening back to you on the media. Obviously, when you go into all these placements and runners and doing all this stuff, a key skill to have, and it's great for breaks on videos, breaks on traveling, breaks, whatever you're doing, is can you boil a kettle? Do you know where the coffee machine is? Do you know where the local Starbucks is? These skills, you know, I want to just, I want to take that to the gallows and get rid of it, but it's still there. It's fresh in my mind, and I'm sure already, possibly, you're thinking about just going, because you're thinking, is this video just about Rob saying, you know? It's not about that. But and there's another one. But if you were in this media organisation, you would have all these things done for you. But I think it's good to come to this place and come to this arena with some sort of experience, and not have anything to destroy your flame of passion. So when you come in with a flame of passion, whatever it is that's wrong with you, so there's going to be moments where people, their capabilities aren't able to do that stuff. They're not able to string words together coherently. It could be the language restrictions of the audience that you're speaking to. What can you do to improve that? And the only way to improve it is just go through and actually listen what you put out there, watch what you put out there, and then try and improve it for the next one. Because I mean, all this, the great thing about YouTube is there's no restrictions on hosting. We're not paying to host this moments of time which we capture in media format, whatever format you do. And there's another thing as well. is when I turn up to your page on my computer, chances are it's going to load. But if I turn up to your page because I'm sat in bed on my iPad, on the tablet, or if I'm on a mobile phone, you want that video to load up. I mean, it's on YouTube, whether you're having it framed in a website designed thing. If it's not showing up and the video isn't playing automatically, or when you go to YouTube it doesn't play there either, then you've uploaded the video in the wrong format. So you want to learn from experience from the correct format that works for yourself. You know, there's going to be other different formats that probably work for other people. A lot of people are using Internet Explorer. It's very simple stuff, but if your video is not playing on the broadest type of people that come to you to visit your media, then they're missing out. You know, they want to watch it, they're waiting for it to load and it doesn't load. So I think there's about 4 different formats. So there's your options aren't that thing. Just try and test it yourself. Go on your particular mobile, whether it's an Android or an iPhone or something like this, and just try and load it. Simple stuff, okay? What next? So we were talking about Audacity. Audacity is a radio kind of format audio wave that records stuff for you in a format which needs basically not, you can save it, but then you're going to have to transform the format. You can play it in iTunes or from MP2, but you need to edit it. So the website that I'm recommending that you take your files, your OGS or whatever it is, preferably MP2 is a lot easier. You don't need to have the best. In fact, the lower the mbit, the lower the file, better. So just have it on average, and we'll go to media.io and we'll upload it there. It's a nice website. It's just a nice format. It's quick. You can transform your file to MP3 from MP2. Obviously, if it was a video, you'd be changing it to MP4. But you wouldn't have to worry about any of that stuff, because thank God YouTube has got that base covered as well. So when you upload particular videos, they're more flexible, the types of files that you can upload. If you've made a particularly good video and you've recorded it not on the Hangout, but you've recorded it onto your computer and you like it and you think it's really good, then get it out there. And I don't mean like take the RSS and add it to all these different places. I mean upload it to all the different places. Maybe you want to record it live from somewhere via Twitter. So you go to some place. Well, at the moment it seems to be this Twitch website, you know. So everybody, did you hear me just say that then? You know. And they're very negative, these dips, these fongs, the intonation of your voice. It's quite concerning for other people, because people are riding the wave of your enthusiasm when you're talking about things, and then it's elements of doubt. The story is being taken away from the once upon a time to the and here's how it ends. If you're not following some sort of blueprint and you're not restricting yourself by some sort of laws, then how do you think you're going to fit in with a particular media company? So, and if you're making videos and you're giving it off that you're the sort of that sort of persuasion or whatever it is, that you don't necessarily want to send out them kind of signals to people. You know, you've just got to be really conscious. So by listening to all of the kind of things that go on, from how you talk, how you think you are, and how it comes across when you do it. So when you're listening to this, what I'm talking about there is if I sound to you like I'm talking a bit sissy-ish, or my voice sounds a bit kind of something like that, then I'm not doing myself any justice by putting this kind of media out to you, because that's not what I want to do. And obviously, if that wasn't the case, then I would do that. And within the media, you would probably attract that sort of thing, because that's the nature of the world that it is. It's entertainment. You know, there's all types of people, and if you can't fit into that glove and understand culturally outside of your family and how it is normally, and network with other people, then you're going to be shut down. You're going to be subconsciously confused and like a rabbit on the road. And what happens to rabbits on the road, whether it's day or night? It's just going to go. People don't stop for rabbits on the road, so don't be that rabbit on the road. Okay? But also, don't be a mug. That's what I would say. Don't give off as little as possible emotionally. So you need to detract from emotion. You can imagine it in the media, where if you're having to objectively reveal this news to somebody, and it's not a personal thing. You know, you're coming away from personal. You're talking to one-to-one to people, but you're talking to them in a format that is very clear, is very short, is very shrift, and then you go on to the next one with the same pentameter, the same tone. So there's no. You might have to slow down a bit, because obviously the nature of certain things are going to be quite difficult. But I haven't quite figured it out yet. And I'll be honest, this video now is just exactly what I'm talking about. This is a CV. This is, you either like what you see or you don't. And if you notice a few things then that you don't like, then at least I'm not wasting your time. So when I arrive on the particular place, when we come down and we don't like each other, you already know. I've been transparent with you and I've shared everything I can. There's going to be no arguments, because one of the things I think about this day and age is are people compatible, you know, to work together, whatever it is. And obviously you don't want to be spending time around things that just don't really interest you. You know, you don't want to go down that road of getting too heavily involved in organisations that were never part of your goal. So it sounds really naughty, but I'm just telling it as I can, when I can. I'm just saying it without no frills, just like my shopping. So when you go shopping, it's no thrills. I mean, I think I've got some good experience with living on a shoestring. I think I have good experience with surviving. I mean, I was 40. I'm getting on, you know. I'm not a spring chicken. And obviously, another thing I've noticed as well from some of the videos that I've made, it's you say these certain things, and obviously you're giving off signals from whatever you're saying, and then you get all these kind of crazy spammers coming in, and you're the person who's created that collage. I can only blame myself through the intonation, the dips, the bongs, the negativity, the whatever it might say, and then you get attracted by all these people that want you to join the dating agency, or they want you to join some other clone of Facebook, which is just not really what you wanted. And then they comment in these things, and like I said earlier, any comment's really good, but when there's a link going off to a hop link, one of those naughty hot links that go off to some product or affiliate page, it's like, well, you can delete that. You know, you can't edit it. Unlike WordPress, you can kind of edit stuff and leave them things, but it all shows from the IP address. I get comments all the time, but I just delete them. They're already in my spam filter. AskMet covers all that stuff. AskMet is a key which has been around for years and years and years, and it just does what it says on the tin. That's why we love WordPress, isn't it? So And there are paid options for this kind of stuff as well, so I don't know if that actually helps you getting comments, but judging by the new metrics that are available now on Twitter, I don't know, I hope you have enabled your Twitter analytics. It's a link which is in the page, and if you follow the link from the Twitter blog, then they will show you your metrics. And guaranteed, the moment that they know you're tracking your metrics, and it only happened a few weeks ago, your metrics will go up. It's like a fire hose that is closed, that everybody knows, unless you're a media organisation, whereby you're in that link and you're getting more traction. And if that's the case, then you have to be consciously aware of that. So you might not be any richer, but you're in the loop. So be careful what you're saying, you know, because, did you hear that? I just said, you know, again. Anyway, everybody know this stuff who are behind the scenes doing it. Any new person is aware of it, but they are just getting used to it, kind of thing. And that's another one that I've got as well that needs to be scrubbed out, is kind of thing. So this is about, I would say this video could possibly be used as well for somebody battling with, it's like that film in the Sex Pistols, you know, the Sex Pistols film. The water in Mallorca don't taste like water or something. It's not quite the coaching that you want, but it's going to help you. And that's another one as well, the ums and the ahs. And now when I hear it on the media, it makes me cringe. But I'm just loaded with all this stuff. But I'm confident through the editing process that I can deal with this stuff. And I'm also confident with the more that you do things, if you do things every day consistently, you are the expert. You are developing an expertise which is eventually going to come to this place of consistency. And if that doesn't get you making videos more often, I don't know what will. There's no moving skateboards in the background here though, but I know the popularity of this stuff, and you've got to remember, don't be disheartened by the lack of clicks. Don't be disheartened by people aren't coming to see your videos for whatever reason. You might have put a lot of effort in, so you might be very good with video editing, you might be good with photoshopping, you might be good with presentations. Remember, you're on YouTube. I would say a presentation slideshare. Presentation would be on. The information's on the website. It's what did I say again? Oh, the information that I'm talking about is on Robert Bridge Moby in the blog. So you can find out a few sites there where you can get your presentations out there, get more the correct audience. Maybe you've made 3 presentations and you want to take them and make it into, and that with a video. So you have 3 presentations here, and in the middle is the video explaining it all, and put it on Prezi. Or you have a presentation that would unfold really nicely into some kind of magazine booklet. So you'd upload it as a PDF onto. You're going to have to go over to the website to find out where you put that. I don't want you getting all this information from the video, because I want you to visit my site, and I'll tell you why, and I'll let you into a little secret. The reason why is when I go to my analytics on the site, I see that not many people are visiting, but I don't care, because slowly and progressively over the past couple of months, I see the number on the subscriber, and you guys are subscribing. So this kind of stuff is going to be coming into your inbox. It's going to be. This is just another layer of me and my media and my chip body and my. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm still alive. Haven't gone anywhere. I haven't hurt myself. And these are all desirable to an employer. They want that. They want to know who you are right now and what's going to happen before you get to the door. And they're going to have a series of questions that they want to ask you before you get there. and you can go through and rehearse them with your friends once you know that, and help your friends, help the community to get out there. All we're trying to do here is just get busy, because we've been sat around for too long thinking what's wrong and why is everyone around me just not and I'm telling you, there's people out there who are very experienced. They're the best people for doing this stuff. They've been around doing it for years, but something's happened and they've lost that passion. And thank God they have, because that gives room for you to get in there. You're going to go to these places and see 80, 90, 100 people all wanting to do the same thing for nothing. I mean, it might not make sense to you now, but hopefully at the end of the 2 years, and this is the promise, the 0 hours and all that kind of stuff, is you will be there and you'll be doing it. So let's have a look at the questions in there. Is there any questions you want to ask? Q&A. Opening Q&A. Okay, so there's a question coming in. How do I don't know if I should say this. How do I feel about the media? That's a good question from somebody in the chat room. Okay, I won't say your name. Well, how do I feel about the media? Well, obviously I like it, because I like films, I like radio, I like Twitter, I like Facebook, so I like it. But unconsciously, how do I feel about it? When I read stuff, when I listen to conversations of people who've worked in that thing, and they share their wisdom with me, and I ask them certain questions and get the answer that I want. And I think there is that danger of it becoming the morbid, or is it not the morbid reality, the because it's going around, isn't it? It's like the flu or something. That tenacity, that argumentative, is it ever going to be correct? That holds us all back. It just holds us back from moving forward. And it's going to, inevitably what's going to happen is we're just going to fall asleep, and then we'll miss that opportunity. It's 24 hours, very powerful. And you take that by 7 of 24 hours consistently every day, of persistently going back. It's a Buddhist thing, isn't it? If you want to watch a Buddhist video on this, guys, it goes into this intrinsically. It's, you know, they say, oh, this is you're really lucky to see this video. It's in China or somewhere, and the guy goes to, and he's from a family, he comes from it, he's lived it all his life from a baby, and he's a monk, you know, and he goes in there. Obviously my hair's growing back a bit now, so that obsession is gone. But they go back there. I watched it last week. It was quite revealing, the fact that the boy was on his hands and knees, and he knew what he was doing. He knew the process of when he got there to the job or the gate. He wanted to get inside for be a monastery or whatever. And for 5 days he was on his knees saying, please let me in. First day went. Okay, the second day came. They gave him a room for the night. The third day came. They were giving him rice and water and gruel that everybody live off in the monastery. The fifth day, they're like, okay, we do actually have room. And previously there's no room, we don't want you. Go back to wherever you came from. Because they know that it's going to be a grueling, they know it's a grueling couple of years of dedication to do this stuff. Which is basically, what what do? They just meditate and sit in a posture in the same confined space for years and years. And it's the same if you're going in for interim or a runner or something like that. You're going into that place, you have to be committed. You know, you're going to be broke like that monk. You're going to be broke, but you have to go through it, because without that, you won't have. Unless you know, you can make it really sexy. You can have the gift of the gab. The person employs you because of whatever reason. I don't know. I have these. As you say, I have these very negative outlooks of media of how it works, but I know how the real world works, and say you can't argue with yourself. But it's true. If you're cool, if you're good looking, or if the boss takes a shine to you, you're a girl with a nice dress or something like that, and you get the job, you've got the job, and then from there on you can prove yourself. But use that to your advantage. That's what I'm saying. But just remember, and there's another one, but watch your butt. You watch your butt. Your butts, your your R's, your oh. So how do we eject these through? What other means have we got other than Audacity to change our phonological negative conscriptions that we have on ourselves? Just keep doing it. I mean, this is my first video. If I do another video tomorrow, then you know, Rob's looking at a pat on the back. Probably going to get about at least 37 views on this video by tomorrow. That's generally what happens. But starting to lose my face, my voice. My voice is going. So, see, I'm a smoker. What else am I? I'm a coffee drinker. Love coffee. I like tea with lemon. Doesn't have to be Earl Grey with lemon. It can just be normal tea. Although I am intrigued about the Earl Grey tips, it's amazing what you can learn in films. So you watch these type of films and then you hear the stories of just everyday stuff and incorporate into your own thing. So if anything that you take away from this video, here's the takeaway, is black tea, doesn't matter what tea, the cheaper the better, but just make sure you've got the lemon juice and the sugar, or the Sweetex on hand, and a flask if you really want to take it to the next level. And then you won't have a voice, you won't lose your voice like me. So, and I hopefully what I said earlier as well, because I'm consciously aware of what I'm doing, because I haven't got any of these boundaries or anything like that. I don't care who I work with. I need to do something. Is this because it does exist in all of us. We're trained in a certain way from early backgrounds and stuff like that to not get involved in these kind of parties that are going on, and we can just go home as long as we can do our stuff without without hurting anybody. Because people are very sensitive. You know, I'm probably one of them people who are very sensitive, but I don't have these kind of unusual new things that are coming up, new tribes of people, whether they're passionate about tattoos or passionate about some nightclub or just go around bloody pinching bums. We just pack it in. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's it really. So I'm going to end it there, because just as someone's coming on to view it, thanks for viewing. If you have any questions, there is a chat bar there and you can leave a question, but it's okay. I'm here. Let's see if I can invite you in. So we've got Q&A, showcase. Oh, there's a drawing app as well, so when I'm making this video I could actually draw you something fancy. Now you're here, I don't want to end the video. I was just about to go. I don't know who you are and who you're watching it, but please give me some sort of indication of who you are. I don't know how it's going to show up in the settings, but it'd be great to have a question. I've already answered one question previously, and that was about the media. And I was asked, how do I actually feel about the media? And I think I gave an honest answer. I went quite too honest, if anything. I gave the conscious, of course I love it, and I gave the unconscious of, have you got a chip on your shoulder? Because these are the things that employers are looking for, and they want to know this stuff. So, and if you're the employer that I'm talking about, who probably just sent and applied on ITV, then I don't know what else to say. It's pick up the phone, you have my number, you have my Skype handle, you can contact me there. Stop making funny noises. So nothing's happening. You're here watching me, but I'm not really getting any indication that you're here. I don't know how else to take this to the bridge. Hopefully you got the key points. The summary, the wrap up. I'm going to wrap it up because you can watch it from the beginning again. Is the audacity, the editing, the checking your intonation, the being in the media. Don't be afraid of it. The repetition, doing it again, getting it out there. The background. We might have to work on that at some point. Change it from the scruffy pillows that the dogs chew to a green background or something. These are the environments that you're going to live in if you're in the interim, and you're going to have to. That will be the confines. Instead of being locked in your room here, you'll be locked in the organisation's room, and you'll be doing other people's lives. You won't be running your own life. So let's hope we can find a place where we can go and we can learn this stuff, and we can do it free or paid or whatever, that hold dogs, and we bring the dog down, and the dog can be part of it as well, which is just living in Dixie Chicken. And that's the media. So, and one day, what eventually we're going to do, what the goals could be, for example, because I didn't try and steer you in any way, but I think it's good to do that, is we're getting rid of the M's, the R's, the ums, the oohs, the pauses, the hesitations, the downtime. And it could be a documentary, so you're going to eventually take every single video that you've ever made and then plumb it all into one. It could be a year later, it could be 2 years later, it could be taking videos that you find are slightly better than your own and putting it into that, and mixing it up and creating a community, making a community of people all doing the same stuff. Don't try and push people away. I do that all the time. I've already outlined some of the things that I don't really want to give off this portrayal of me, but I've also explained that I'm alright with that, and I'm okay. I don't care who you are, what you're into, what your passions are and stuff like that, because I'm interested. If you can explain it to me, then I'm going to be really interested. If you can explain it to me and then get angry with me and push me away, then you're only going to be hurting me, you know, and I don't want to hurt anybody, and I don't want you hurting anybody either. So just remember that in your media. You can even find this, you can even break it down and refine it even more just through looking at your tweets. I mean, most of us are just throwing out their links anyway. But if you want to have some real fun with Twitter, you can just say simple things. Start off by getting a few quotes out there. This is all the nonsense that people are getting told, so I'm going to tell it to you. The RSS feed, we covered the RSS feed. You know how to find the RSS feed on YouTube. You know where to send them RSS feeds out there if you have some sort of software, or if you've Googled it on YouTube. And the one that I caught my eye previously, and I've mentioned this guy a few times because I met him once. Most people I've only met once, face to face, and that was Anik Singhal. So he's got a video on his channel about getting your RSS feed out there. That could be a video, it could be a website. We also mentioned the fire hose that you're going to be involved in, to be consciously aware of if you do get in the media, but also to be just to remind you But Twitter is nothing. You know, you make a tweet for about 5 seconds, and that's it. If you're in the media, in a bigger organisation, you still have still the same constraints. It lasts an hour, and in that hour you have the ability to be there forever. So if people find you in that hour, or they're already following you and watching you, and they like it, and they share on it, and they comment on it, obviously it's like a blog post. It's just going to be there a lot longer, in a lot higher position. So there's no rocket science in SEO or any of this stuff anymore. It's all completely like on page, off page is what you can dabble around in. The on page is good. All you have to do is just log in and check it. Like the video. So I make this video. So what aftercare am I going to give this video? When I go for a job interview, or when I apply for a job, what aftercare do I give to that job? What aftercare, what follow-up am I going through? What follow-up am I experiencing? So when I go to these people, are they giving me some good stuff and showing that they're kind of interested? Kind of. Another one, get rid of it. Get rid of that. What's the other one? What was the other one? Get rid of that. So we're improving the media content. We're going through the media content and we're putting it through the lemon peeler. We're extracting the good stuff and we're avoiding the white and sour stuff. I've just completely waffled on, but I thank you for joining me. It's helped me go for another 10 minutes. And I hopefully get a follow-up from you later, whoever you are. And do good stuff. Thank you kindly. It's Robert Bridge. Go to my website, robertbridgemoby or .co.uk, and you can follow me on Twitter at Robert Bridge. LinkedIn's there as well. Okay. Do good stuff.